Good evening from London, and welcome again to Legends of Horror Month here on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'm Christopher Lee. Tonight, we continue our tribute to Bela Lugosi with the 1932 United Artists production of White Zombie, said to be the first zombie movie ever made. Lugosi presides over a sort of undead creature that's very different from the vampire he made so famous.
Well, I think that more was left to the imagination in the older movies than is today. And so what people got out of a movie in those days varied more from person to person than when it does today. If you walk out of a movie today that's loaded with special effects, pretty much everyone will have the same reaction to the movie. But on the other hand, if you go to a movie that has more depth and requires you to use your imagination, that assures the individuality of the different responses of people as they leave the stage and what they're going to be thinking about when they go to bed that night. Are they going to be wondering what's behind the curtain?
The original audiences for tonight's film were awestruck by the Caribbean voodoo ceremonies conjured up in Hollywood. Now, let Bela Lugosi place his sorcerer's spell on you in the seldom-seen horror classic, White Zombie.
Because I've talked to my dad about the movies, I see some of the movies in a different light. He was proud of the director talents that he brought because he took over the direction of a lot of the White Zombies. So I look at that movie a little bit differently.
The zombie, you might say, is a sort of working-class vampire, according to legend. They have no supernatural powers. The poor creatures have survived death only to labor endlessly without food or sleep, enslaved by a sorcerous master. But then, who could resist when that master is the hypnotic and charming Bela Lugosi? We now return to White Zombie as Legends of Horror Month continues here on the Sci-Fi Channel.
You know, when it would come time to discipline me, all you had to do was turn on the voice, and that did it.
Bela Lugosi is properly terrifying as sorcerer Murder Legendre, master of the zombies. But legends of the Walking Dead arose from an evil greater even than black magic. African slaves in the Caribbean were forced to work in terrible conditions. Many were so abused they resembled corpses. Fact and superstition combined to create a frightening legacy that endures today. Now, back to White Zombie here on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Well, I remember being on the set with my father and traveling with my father, and he always had a lot of respect when he was on the set. The cameramen liked him, the grips liked him. If people needed a loan, he'd give them some money. They appreciated the fact that he could do everything in the first take. And was a gentleman to everybody.
Although Bela Lugosi was the star of White Zombie, all of his scenes were filmed in less than 2 weeks. He was paid only $500 for his performance after the studio slashed the budget for the picture. His fame and fortune as Dracula was still 4 years away. Bela Lugosi Week continues here on the Sci-Fi Channel. Please join me tomorrow evening for Mr. Lugosi's hair-raising performance in Edgar Allan Poe's Murders in the Rue Morgue. Until then, for the Sci-Fi Channel, I'm Christopher Lee. Good evening.
Alluring.
A lady in distress?
And maybe a little eccentric.
You liked her, didn't you, Ed?
They died because a gorilla's blood was injected into their veins.
Beware of Bela Lugosi in Murders in the Rue Morgue. Part of Bela Lugosi Week. Coming up next